The seemingly inexhaustible spate of literature on the Third Reich continues unabated with the soon-to-be-published Memoirs of Friedrich Schmeed. Schmeed, the best-known barber in wartime Germany, provided tonsorial services for Hitler and many highly placed government and military officials. As was noted during the Nuremberg trials, Schmeed not only seemed to be at the right place at the right time, but possessed, quote, more than total recall, end quote, and was thus uniquely qualified to write this incisive guide to innermost Nazi Germany. Following are a few brief excerpts.
In the spring of 1940, a large Mercedes pulled up in front of my barber shop at 127 Koningsstrasse, and Hitler walked in.
Guten Tag, das Wetter ist schön, ja?
Guten Tag.
I just want a light trim, and don't take too much off the top.
I explained to him there would be a brief wait because von Ribbentrop was ahead of him. Hitler said he was in a rush and asked Ribbentrop if he could be taken next.
But, mein Führer, it would look bad for the Foreign Office if I'm passed over.
Ribbentrop was immediately transferred to the Africa Corps, and Hitler got his haircut. This sort of rivalry went on all the time. Once, Goering had Heydrich detained by the police on false pretenses so that he could get the chair by the window. I have been asked if I was aware of the moral implications of what I was doing. As I told the tribunal at Nuremberg, I did not know that Hitler was a Nazi. The truth was that for years I thought he worked for the phone company. When I finally did find out what a monster he was, it was too late to do anything, as I had made a down payment on some furniture. Once, towards the end of the war, I did contemplate loosening the Fuhrer's neck napkin and allowing some tiny hairs to get down his back, but at the last minute my nerve failed me. One day at Berchtesgaden, the Nazi headquarters, Hitler turned to me and said,
How would I look in sideburns? I'm quite serious, Herr Speer. I think I might look good in sideburns.
Goering, that obsequious clown, concurred instantly, saying,
The Fuhrer in sideburns, what an excellent idea.
Speer was the only one with enough integrity to tell the Fuhrer when he needed a haircut.
Too flashy. Sideburns is the kind of thing I'd associate with Churchill.
Hitler became irate.
Feigen die dich!
Goering was annoyed by Speer's attitude and whispered to him,
Why are you making waves, eh, Speer? If he wants sideburns, let him have sideburns.
Was Churchill contemplating sideburns? Hitler wanted to know, and if so, how many and when? Himmler, supposedly in charge of intelligence, was summoned immediately.
Himmler!
Wir rufen nun von der Führer. Wo ist Himmler?
Himmler, who had been in the midst of a tap dancing lesson when the phone rang, arrived in a hurry.
Ich will her, mein Führer.
Himmler! Is Churchill going to grow sideburns?
Mein Führer?
Well?
Himmler said there had been word that Churchill contemplated sideburns, but it was all unofficial. As to size and number, he explained there would probably be two, of a medium length, but no one wanted to say before they could be sure.
Ah!
Hitler screamed and banged his fist on the table.
Nicht alles ist nicht verloren.
Hitler pulled out a map and showed us how he meant to cut off England's supply of hot towels.
By blockading the Dardanelles, Donitz can keep the towels from being brought ashore and laid across those anxiously awaiting British faces.
But the basic question remained. Could Hitler beat Churchill to sideburns?
Mein Führer, Churchill has a Vorsprung, a head start. It might be impossible to catch him.
Goering, that vacuous optimist, believed the Fuhrer could probably grow sideburns quicker.
It is possible, mein Führer. We must marshal all of Germany's might in a concentrated effort.
Nein, das ist verrückt.
Von Rundstedt, at a meeting of the general staff, said that it was a mistake to try to grow sideburns on two fronts at once.
It is wiser to concentrate all efforts on one good sideburn, mein Führer.
I can do it on both cheeks simultaneously!
Oh nein, they will never come out even, mein Führer. Not if you rush them.
Hitler became enraged and said that it was a matter for him and his barber. Then, in the winter of 1942, the Russians launched a counteroffensive and the sideburns came to a halt. Hitler grew despondent, fearing that soon Churchill would look wonderful while he remained ordinary. But shortly thereafter, we received news that Churchill had abandoned the idea of sideburns as too costly. Once again, the Fuhrer had been proved right.
Schmeed, I feel that ever since the Allied invasion, I have developed dry, unruly hair.
He revealed to me this was due in part to the Allies' success, and in part to the advice of Goebbels, who told him to wash it every day. Before I could recommend it, an accompanying general said,
You must shampoo your hair no more than 3 times weekly.
this had been the procedure followed with great success by the general's staff in 2 previous wars. However, Hitler once again overruled his generals and continued washing daily. As the Allied armies pushed east, Hitler's hair grew worse.
I will get a nice haircut and shave when we win the war, Schmeed. And maybe a little shine.
I realize now he never had any intention of doing those things. Late in 1944, Göring grew a mustache, causing talk that he was soon to replace Hitler. Hitler was furious and accused Göring of disloyalty.
There must only be one mustache among the leaders of the Reich, and it shall be mine!
Göring argued back.
But, mein Führer, 2 mustaches might give the German people a greater sense of hope about the war.
Nein!
But Hitler thought not. Then, in January of 1945, a plot by several generals to shave Hitler's mustache in his sleep and proclaim donuts the new leader failed when von Stauffenberg, in the darkness of Hitler's bedroom, shaved off one of the Führer's eyebrows instead.
Scheiße.
A state of emergency was proclaimed, and suddenly Goebbels appeared at my shop.
Schmeed, an attempt was just made on the Führer's mustache, but it was unsuccessful.
He arranged for me to address the German people, as I was the Nazi Party's highest authority on all things hair. People of Germany, the Führer is all right. He still has his mustache. Repeat, the Führer still has his mustache. A plot to shave it has failed.
Man muss kaufen.
Near the end, I came to Hitler's bunker. The Allied armies were closing in on Berlin.
Schmeed, if the Russians get here first, I'll have a full haircut. If it is the Americans, I can get by with a light trim.
Hitler grew morose and remote. He talked of parting his hair from ear to ear, and then claimed that the development of the electric razor would turn the war for Germany.
We will be able to shave in seconds, eh, Schmeed?
He mentioned other wild schemes, and said that someday he would have his hair not just cut, but shaped. Obsessed as usual by sheer size, he vowed he would eventually have a huge pompadour.
One that will make the world tremble and will require an honor guard to comb.
Finally, we shook hands, and I gave him a last trim. He tipped me 1 pfennig.
I wish it could be more. But ever since the Allies have overrun Europe, I've been a little short. Woody Allen's The Schmeed Memoirs. Adaptation written and directed by Joshua Gleiser. Created for Sound Image Fall 2015. Florence Barrow Adams, NYU Tisch School of the Arts, Maurice Canbar Institute of Film and Television. Produced by Ryan Brideau. Narrated by Zachary Goldberg. Cast in order of appearance. Friedrich Schmeed, played by Timothy J. Cox. Adolf Hitler, played by Zachary Goldberg. Ribbentrop, Göring, Himmler, and Rommel, played by Jason Ruel. Speer, von Rundstadt, General von Stauffenberg, and Goebbels, played by Lawrence Lesher. Edit and mix by Claire Halloran. Engineered by Bar-Yehuda.